The most important skill you need to build, whether you work in FSBOs or anything else.
Have been wanting to get into FSBOs. That's really what I want to focus on.
Okay.
And so my coach at Keller Williams was like, you gotta meet Borino. You gotta meet Borino. And so
please tell your coach thank you for spreading the good word.
Well, we hear about you all the time. It's like you and Emily Peckham are like the two FSBO names we hear in the office a lot. But I was like, I'm just going to pull trig and spend the money on this because I want to really sink my teeth into it. Like I want to be able to have access to everything and learn and then be able to teach people in my market center, like what I learned through this.
All right. So what specifically do you feel like would be time well spent?
I think like what I need to know is like of all the strategies, what has worked best? Because when you're starting in real estate, you hear so many different opinions of how you should do things.
Yeah.
And I feel like obviously your system really works, but I guess like when do you kind of, I don't want to say give up on a FSBO, but like how many times do you try to keep calling and emailing before you kind of get them off of your radar?
Like the sequence, contact. Okay.
What just of all the systems and strategies, what do you find is the most effective? Like if you were to say, okay, Marlo, like really dial in on this, what would that be?
Okay, perfect. That's a great question. Time well spent. Good. The most important skill you need to build, whether you work in FSBOs or anything else, is your communication skill.
Okay.
Yes, we have social media and we have videos and we have all these phenomenal tools that make our life so much easier, but it really comes down to good communication. Okay. Because you cannot list a house over text or email. There needs to be a connection. And what they're looking for is 4 things. And this you can incorporate into all of your communication. 3 C's plus E. Whenever you talk to a prospect, you want to incorporate in 3 equal amounts. First C stands for competence. Are you a competent agent? That means you know what you're doing. You're going to feel at the beginning that this will be a hurdle because they will question, well, you've been at it for less than a year. You may not be as competent. There's a way to compensate for that. You educate yourself really well, you know the market really well, you understand the process of getting a house sold so they feel they can trust you. Imagine you go to a dentist because you need, God forbid, you need a root canal. How would you feel about going to a dentist who's never done a root canal?
Yeah, be a little
like, fuck no. No, thank you. I need someone who's been doing them for last 20 years. So you need to be ready for it. Be cool about it because sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. It just means you need to hustle more and work more and get some experience under your belt. That's normal.
Okay.
Because on the other side, everybody, including me and everybody else, at one point was new. Even the biggest rock stars, people who make hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, at one point were exactly where you are. And if they could climb it, that's the beautiful thing about real estate, the success is duplicatable. Okay? But you need to have a level of competence.
Okay.
That's number 1. Number 2 is confidence. You already have a lot of that in your communication, which is excellent. Bring that up. It is the number 1 magnetic quality people look for.
Okay.
People want to do business with, be around people who are confident. Not arrogant, not cocky, but confident. There's a difference. Confidence comes from within. Arrogance comes from outside. I'm trying to pretend or be somebody I'm not.
Okay.
Through manipulation. Confidence means I trust myself. I got this shit. I like myself. I like what I do. I'm good at what I do. And I don't need to sell it. It's obvious. That's confidence. And the third one, just as important, is compassion. That just means you give a shit. You care about your clients. You care about your prospects. You want to find the best solution for them. Because at the end, people will do things for their reasons, not yours. They could not care less whether you need to get paid, you need the commission, they don't care. And it's not in like a mean way, but that's just the reality. Like, you don't give a shit about me. I'm a big boy, I can handle it. You're here because you know in some ways I will help your business and help you make more money. That is our relationship. And I understand it and I'm cool with it. I will deliver. Same with your clients. But you do it with compassion. You understand that they have all kinds of crazy shit going on in their head. They have no reason to trust you because there are so many shysters and crazy characters out there. They operate, a lot of their decisions are based on fear. That is the number 1 emotion they experience when dealing with real estate agents. Through compassion, you explore, well, what's best for them? Why are they acting the way they are? What are they afraid of? How can I help them? Because if you do that a lot, the money will follow. That's how it works. Okay, so those are the 3 C's. Now there's an E there. That's enthusiasm.
Mm.
You do it with enthusiasm. That means you're enthusiastic, you're passionate, you're optimistic, you're positive. Nobody wants to be around bummers in life and in business.
Mm-hmm.
Negative people, bummer people, pointing out what's wrong and what's bad and why it won't work. So you have enthusiasm. You combine these with the enthusiasm here. You incorporate it in your communication. And here's the good news. It's not a talent. God knows I have none. It's a skill. Develop good communication skill. Here's why that's important. A guy approaches you. How long does it take in order for you to decide this guy is cool or this guy is really creepy? Does it take a couple hours? Does it take a couple of days? How long does it take?
Moments.
2 seconds, right? Instant. You instantly create opinions about someone. Is he safe to talk to? Is he fun to talk to? Or get me away from this guy, right?
Yeah.
We are wired for that. That's our neurobiology. We do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this has to do with our evolution because in the past, it served us really well to quickly evaluate the situation and people we're interacting with or events we're interacting with.
Right.
Because our best defense has always been run. We were not built to fight. Most of the beasts would get us. Even the little critters with the little stingers would kill us. So we run. That's our natural reaction in most of these. Same with your prospects. They very quickly decide, are you safe to talk to? Do I want to talk to you? Or is there an agenda? Is there a danger?
Okay.
Make sense?
Yep, 100%.
That's why one of the key skills you want to develop is build first strong impressions.
Okay.
And there are two possible extremes that people often hit. One is here and one is here. This is being very aggressive, very arrogant. This is when you memorize the scripts and you go in gun blazing. The typical used car salesman approach that some agents still use. And you've probably seen some of that in action. If you go through some very traditional training, a lot of that will be up here. Yeah. Okay. The second extreme is on the bottom. That's the needy part. That's the like me. Oh, you have a lovely daughter. Oh, look at the puppy. I love puppies. We have things in common. Do business with me. Kiss up. Give me those butt cheeks. Don't want to do that either. Either one will cost you a lot of business. You want to be right here in the middle. This is what I call the high status agent or a rock star. That is that well balanced. So you have enough confidence. You don't take shit from anybody. You feel good about who you are and what you do. But you also have that compassion. You're a decent human being. This is how you form a good first impression. It takes a few seconds, whether it's on the phone, on Zoom, in person, the process is the same. Understand that you're not coming neutral, that the prospects and people you interact with have already an apprehension built in. It's just like when you go buy a car and you walk onto the lot. We bought a car a couple of weeks ago. My wife and I got a new car. And it's funny because I teach this stuff like you. I study psychology. I'm into all this. I was observing my emotion shifting just by walking onto the Mercedes-Benz car lot. Mm-hmm. And yet I've dealt business with them. I take my car there for service. I know these people. And yet there's something about the environment of buying a car where all of a sudden you kind of tense up and you're ready. You kind of brace yourself for some shit flying your way. You know what I mean? Yeah. Same with people you talk to. So like if you pick up the phone and call a FSBO, you're not the first one they talk to. They already had some experience and it's usually not very good. It's usually an agent trying to sell them on something. You know what I mean? So you want to create a great first impression. Is that helpful so far?
So helpful. So helpful.